Alright, what I'm working on here is a 1995 Winnebago. It's a 34 footer, 3.4 that is. Alright, and the issue that I have is the whole RV, you can see, is plumbed with what they used to call PEX. Now PEX is newer. This is Polybutylene. And I'm going to show you another piece of it, but you can see right here all these connectors. You cannot get any of this stuff anymore. It's been discontinued, and this whole RV is plumbed with it, and the RV is in real great condition, but I wanted to update to better fixtures and everything and just make it a little bit nicer. And we redid the toilet. We gutted it out. All the parts are brand new, but I'm stuck with this old plumbing stuff, and there's no way to put in new valves or anything like that, so I can take and shut things off. So if you have a leak or something, you're pretty much stuck with shutting the whole RV off. You can see here, this is a brand new sink. This is not the original sink. The original sink that was in here was plastic, and it was yellow. It was more like that color. And it's really hard for you to see on here, but this is more of a yellow. It's not really a bone color. The bone has long since left the building because it's faded with age. So now we've gone with real bone. That's bone, and that's porcelain, not plastic. That's real porcelain. And this toilet, which was an upgrade for this year, is a real porcelain toilet. You can see there, that's real porcelain, so it's not like it's plastic. So if you replace the parts, it's basically a brand new toilet. Alright, so, and you can see that's a brand new fixture, which we picked up at Home Depot. It's very, very nice. We're trying to put in all nickel stuff, and you can see it's just there. It's not really hooked up yet. But the problem that we have is down here, and they've since been removed, but underneath here, and I don't think you're going to be able to see, but that's all the polybutylene, and I've since pulled it all out, and now I'm going to start putting it back in. So let's take a gander at what I picked up. Alright, this is what right here, this is known as polybutylene, and this is actually what the whole RV is plumbed with. And there's a date on this of 04/15/1995. That's the year that this RV was made, so this is original. Okay, and just so you know, let me show you this. This is basically, for lack of a better thing, what everybody's using. Okay, and let me put this up so you can read exactly what it says. Polybutylene conversion couplers. Okay, or coupling. Alright, so give me 1 second, put this down. Alright, so these are the couplers that I was talking about right there, okay? And this is the shark bite one. And there's many different names I'm finding out. And one of the main reasons that I'm making this video is because I haven't been able to really find like a standard on this stuff. Everybody seems to say, oh, use this one, oh, use that one. This one will work, that one will work. Well, you can see here, there's 3 different ones I got. And basically I got them just for my own knowledge, but I also wanted to try and put something on YouTube here for people that are running into the same issues that I'm running into here. Because I'm new to RVs. I mean, I was a Ford tech for 12 years. I've remodeled houses. So I've been around plumbing and everything, but this is like a whole new ball of wax, because I've never done this stuff, this polybutylene pipe. So, okay, and this is the cold one, and that's where I'm going to start. So, but let me just real quick take a close of each. Okay, let's see here. This is one right here. This is Pro line, and this is called Push Fit. I actually picked this one up at Lowe's. Okay, this one was actually on clearance because I guess that they're going to change brands. They're switching over to another company called Gator Bite. Not Shark Bite, but Gator Bite. Okay, so, but this is, you can see, this says no solder, glues, or special tools. Well, that's not true either, because hang on one sec, I'll show you. Let me go over here to my little bag of tricks. You actually do need a special tool. That's this, okay? And I'll show you how this works in just a few minutes. But when it says you don't need any special tools, you kind of sort of do, because if you put that sucker on and you need to ever take it off, you're going to need this. Without this, you're not going to be able to do it. So don't try, because trust me, I'm a Ford tech. I was for years. Not doing it anymore, but I will tell you, without these little tools, the job is a nightmare. So, but this tool was only like a couple of bucks, and all the places that I went all had the same tool. So this is a readily available tool that you can pretty much find anywhere, as long as they carry these different assorted things. So let me get back to this. This one's Pro line, you can see here, okay? And let's see, if you look right here, let me get a number for you right there. That's that, and this is for 1/2 inch, okay? All right, so, and let's see, let me look at the back. Okay, so, and you can see that little special tool right there. See it? There you go. Okay, so that's that one. Okay, so that's one. That came from Lowe's. Now, this one came from Home Depot. And I will tell you, if you go on to YouTube and you look, you will see a fair amount of stuff about shark bite, but none of them that really explain how all this stuff works and what the differences here are. And just to bring that up, if you look here really close, you can see that this one's copper, but you can see that little sleeve there, and that's where you would push the tool on when you were going to remove it. But that looks more like it's copper color. Okay, well, if you look at this one, you'll see, gray. That's the same as the polybutylene pipe. Okay, so just to give you a better idea on this one, this is shark bite, and you can see here it says PEX, CPVC, or copper. Okay, and polybutylene adapter. So this one specifically is made for, that side is strictly for polybutylene. Okay, this side, from what I've been told, you can put any other type of 1/2 inch pipe in there. It'll work. You just have to use that insert. And you can see every one of these that I found has some sort of an insert that you have to put inside the pipe once you do it. Okay, so let me real quick get you a close-up view on this one. Okay, and this one says PEX, CPVC, or copper, 1/2 inch, and you can see 1/2 inch to 1/2 inch PB, polybutylene, right there. Okay, so, and it's gray. Okay, so that's that one. Now this next one, this one actually came from a plumbing supply place. These are the guys that supply all the professional plumbers. And I'm in Connecticut, in Torrington, Connecticut to be exact. And I got this from Litco, which is now, I believe it's called Torrco, Torrco, okay, which used to be Litco Supply. And they specifically supply to plumbers. So, real quick, you can see, this one here says CU, CPVC, or PEX. And this one says basically the same thing. You can see it there, okay? So I've been told that this one and this one are specifically for polybutylene. This one, I've been told, works. The person in plumbing at Lowe's told me, oh no, not a problem, this will definitely work. So with all that being said, let me real quick go back to this one, get you a picture so you can see. Okay, and this is made by Tektite. Okay, there you go, and that's the item number right there. Okay, so, and you can see this one just has black ends on it. Okay, so with all this being said, that's what I have for connectors. Now, moving on. What I'm trying to do here, and I'll show you this. Give me 1 second. Move these out of the way so you can see. Okay, what I'm trying to do is put these valves in, because like I said before, there's no way to take and turn each separate branch of the plumbing off and on. So this is what I did. This is just a piece of 1/2-inch copper pipe into a valve into a hose, and that's braided steel. And the other reason that I'm putting these in is because the pipe that was there, the poly, was too long. So when I went to try and hook up the sink, it wouldn't hook up right. I probably could have done it, but it wasn't right. So I wanted to make it right. So with all that being said, let me go inside, and now we'll try and start putting this thing together and see if one of those, 1, 2, or 3, will make the job better, easier, faster, whatever you want to call it. And best of all, not leak. All right, so let's take a gander. All right, so now I'm in the bathroom. All right, so here you can see, there we go. There's the underneath the sink, and I'll go down here. You can see all the way in the back there. Let me zoom in a little bit. There we go. That's all the poly stuff right there. Let me see if I can change this light angle just a bit so you get a better. Okay, so right there, that's the poly. Okay, one's hot, one's cold. Okay. All right, so, and you can see there's no valves there. It was just straight right up to the bottom of the sink and down. So that was it. Real quick, I'm going to take this, and this is the cold. I'm going to run it back down, put it back in there. There you go. You can see me do it. I'll go down here and I'll make sure that I'm putting it back on the cold one, which is right there. All right, so let's see. Okay, come on, get on there. Alright, I'll put the camera down here 1 second. Hopefully you can see what it is I'm doing. Let's see if I can turn this. Okay. You can sort of see what I did. I took my, put that back on there, and I slid it on. It slides on, but it's really tight. You gotta spin it and push down on it. So, with that being said, let me real quick take and put this on. Then get this start. Actually, let me put this down. Put the camera down for 1 second. Get this to start. There we go. Okay, so now there's that. Let me grab a pliers and I'll tighten it up. There we go. Make sure and get that nice and tight. Make sure you don't strip this stuff off, because if you strip it, you go too tight, something like that, and you take and go crazy with it, you're going to have one heck of a problem, because you're going to have to replace all this piping. Because it's not like copper or metal or anything like that. It's really not very strong. So, and from what I gather, the problem that they had with all this stuff was it's not so much the pipe itself that goes bad, it's the fittings. I guess that they all crack and stuff. They get really brittle with age. So, but not that there was a lot of problems with this in RVs, because they don't get the kind of use that a home system does, but it does leak. So, you know, and if you want to update anything, change anything, fix anything, it's kind of hard, you know, because this stuff's not readily available. So, let's move on to this. This, you can see, this is the valve, and there's the connector on the end. And real quick, let me take this off, because I know supposedly this is going to be the right one, or at least that's what I've been told. So, okay, so now you can see I've got, that's the poly right there, okay, and this is the new braided line with the valve, and that's copper right there. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hold it right here, and I'm going to take and mark it with a marker. Okay, just a black Sharpie marker. I'll hold it up. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I'll try and do my best to show you what I'm doing here. Alright, so I'm just going to hold it to where I'd like it to be at, and I'm just going to mark it. So that's where I got to cut the poly. You can see. Let me see if I can turn this around so you can see. See right there. There's a mark right there. That black mark right there. Okay. So that's where I'm going to cut it at. So give me 1 second. Let me real quick cut this. All right. So now you can see it's cut right there, and you can see just about the same. So okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put one of these connectors on. And I'm going to start with this one here, which is the shark pipe. We'll start with that one because I'm going to do the other one, and I'm going to try the other connectors on that one, and we'll see. Okay, so let's start with this one. Let me get it out of the bag here. And one of the things that they are adamant about is make sure in here there's a collar. And see, I would be very careful when I pull these suckers out of there, man. Okay, so there. Alright, so now move the light back. Alright, so here, there's your little collar right there, okay? And that's the end I'm going to use right now because that's the gray. So let's take this, move this out of the way for 1 second, slide that in there. See that? Now I will tell you comparative to the other one, because I test fitted this before on the other one, and that collar is really tight in there. So now let's push this down, and that's it right there. That's all the way down. So now you can see it right there. All right, so now I'm going to take this, put this in here, and then push it down. Now supposedly in theory that's done. That's it. Make sure everything's pushed down tight, and supposedly that's it. They tell me that now that's not going to leak. Alright, so now you can see right there, there's the second one. Okay, and I'm going to run the other hose down through, which is this one. But I want to put this one on this side because it's got to have room to get to the hot. So we're going to go just like that. Okay, so there's that. Now, what I got to do is I've got to take and mount it on the pipe. And then push it down so it gets on there tight. Spin it and turn it at the same time. So now that pipe's on. Alright, now you can see that I've got the other line in. This is the hot water right here. It's the hot. So now I've got to take and do the same thing that I did on this other one. I've got to take and put it up here and get some kind of a measurement on it so I can cut this pipe. So we're going to go right there. Let me get my marker and put this up here. There we go. Alright, so now I'm going to go like this, and we're going to mark it so we have some idea as to where it's going to go. Going to go right there, I guess. Alright. So now we're good with that. So now I'm going to real quick cut that, and I'll come back to you in just a minute, okay? Alright, so now I've got my pipe there, my polybutylene marked, and now I'm going to cut it. And real quick, let me show you this. This is a cutter. As you squeeze it, see if I can put. Okay, so as you squeeze it, it's going to ratchet down. See it? You can hear it ratchet as it does it. Okay. All right, and that's it. And then once it gets to the full thing, it springs, and then you're done. So, but you pull it open like this. This cutter, from what I've been told, is probably the most important tool that you'll need doing PEX pipe and the polybutylene pipe. You need your cuts to be straight. level, whatever, however you want to call it. It's got to be cut at a specific 90-degree angle, because otherwise, if you don't, it ain't going to work. So this is the most important tool that you'll need for doing this. So with that being said, let me cut this pipe, pull it out to my mark here, and make sure that you get your cutter absolutely level and square so you can cut it nice and straight. Okay. And it'll ratchet as it cuts it. There you go. Now, I don't know if you can see it or not, but that's completely level and square. It doesn't look it, but it is. Okay. So, alright, now with that being said, then look at your pipe. Make sure that you don't have any burrs, nothing that's like sticking up, run your fingers around it. Make sure it's nice, flat, level, square. Alright. And always give yourself a little slack to play with. Alright, so now I will tell you that now I'm going to go with this one. This is the Tech Tight. Okay, we're going to try this one and see how this one works. Alright, so, and there we go. And same exact thing, you've got these sleeves. And from what I'm reading, you don't need to use these here, these sleeves. You don't need to use these for copper. This is strictly for the poly, the PEX, whatever your PVC pipe of choice is for this job. You need these to be inserted in. So I'm going to take and put that right in there like that. You can see that one just went in there just fine. Okay, so there's that one. And then next thing I'm going to do now, this one doesn't really matter because of the supposedly, now I'm just going on this. This is the one that came from the plumbing supply place, which is the place where all the plumbers supposedly go to get their supplies, and they assured me that this one will work on any plastic pipe, not just poly, and that it works on copper. And it says right on here, it says CU, which I guess is copper pipe, and then CPVC, which is that the other, the clear, the blue, no, that's this, and then PEX, which is the clear, the blue, and the red pipe. Oh, okay. So now let's try and put this on here. Take and put this sucker on there. Just slide it on, I guess. That's what they say. There you go. Now it's on there. It's tight. It's in. Now we're going to take the copper and do exactly the same thing. There you go. So now, supposedly, there we go. So now, and make sure that you push those all the way down on, as far as they'll go. So, you know, you want to make sure that they're all the way. So now, supposedly in theory, I should not have any leaks. So, I got to put my drain pipe back in here, and that's coming from the bottom of the sink, and it makes a little P, which hence the P trap. Okay, right into there, and then I can turn on the water and we'll see if this thing leaks. Alright, so stand by, let me real quick hook up that other pipe and then we'll do a test. Alright, as you can see, the drain is in, and we are now ready to move everything out of the way. And just to be safe, I'm going to grab a towel and put it in here just in case. So if there is a leak, at least I can try and catch some of it. So there's that. Put that like that, just to be safe, so we can check and see if we got a leak. So let's turn on some water. In this bathroom here, in this Winnebago, we actually have a switch right here. So okay, I can hear it pumping up. So now I'm going to turn on the faucets. And first that we're going to do is the cold. Alright, that's the cold. Doesn't seem to be leaking right now, seems good. Okay, so now let's try the hot. And turn on this valve. And there's that one. Let's run a minute, turn it off. And I don't see anything leaking, looks good. So both my valves are working. Nothing's wet. Everything looks dry. Everything up there is dry. And everything up top is dry. So I think we're all set. So okay, so now let's take a closer look. You can see there's the one right here in the front, this one. This is the Shark Bite. And this is the Tektite. Alright, so those are the two that I ended up using, and both of those look fine. Alright, we have no leaks, we have nothing. Everything's high and dry, everything's running. Turn on the water. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but both hot and cold are now working. We're all set, we're all good, everything's nice. Gator Bite worked good, the Tektite worked good, and probably actually that's a Shark Bite and that's a Tektite. Okay, so those two worked good. The third one here, which was this one right here, off camera I took and connected it to the copper, and I connected it to the polybutylene, and I will tell you, it's not tight. If you pull on it slightly, it slides right off. So in my personal opinion, for whatever that's worth, I would not use this brand. And with that being said, the cap that the same company made for, which is an end cap, it wasn't tight either. So this is the one that looked like it's like copper. I really was not impressed with this one. I would probably stay away from it. It doesn't seem to really fit snug, and I'd be afraid that it would leak. So I just would say you're probably better off not to go cheap on these things. I mean, I would probably use it if I was in a bind, but I probably wouldn't recommend it. So with that being said, I'd stay away from this one. So, like I said, there's the finished bathroom sink. It's all in, it's done. You can see here I can turn it on, the cold and the hot. So everything's working, no leaks. I'll keep an eye on it for the next couple of days, but I think it's all set. So, alright, so I hope that this helps you a little bit with the polybutylene. I was a little hesitant to use the Tektite one, which was from the plumbing supply store, but they did tell me that it would work, and sure enough, it seems to be fine. It's not leaking at all, it's not anything. I was under the assumption if it didn't have that gray collar, which this one here on the bottom, that one there has a gray collar on it. I thought that it would have to have the gray collar for it to work, and you know what? It doesn't have to have the gray collar for it to work. That one there has black. Alright, so oh, and you don't need to use the inserts, these little plastic inserts here, these little guys. When you do the copper, you don't need these. When you do any other plastic pipe, you do need these. Make sure you use these when you need them, and don't use them when you don't. Alright, so, and I'm doing this strictly to help anybody else that's running into the same kind of stuff that I am, which I'm sure that there's going to be a ton of people that are doing this because you can't find replacement parts. So for any of this poly, which is this stuff here, this gray pipe, this stuff here, you can't find any parts for it. This one here was made by Vanguard Plastics Thermogard, and this is better known as Polybutylene polybutylene. Alright, so I hope that this helps. If there's anything that I can tell you, any questions that you might have, please feel free. I hope that this does help and does benefit you guys. So, and I'll see you soon.